You know, I don't have to tell you, the cost of living is on the rise and affecting a lot of people, including many college students. Clark spoke with an expert who may be able to help with money-saving tips.
College kids are stretched even more thin, dealing with finances, school, everything you can think of. Well, thankfully, we have an expert with us today. It's Jason Meza from the Better Business Bureau, and I'm so happy to have you in studio.
Thanks for having us. Glad to be back.
Okay, so college, we know all the expenses that come along with being a student. What have you seen kids really suffering from when it comes to inflation lately?
Sure, we've seen a lot of shrinkflation happening where manufacturers they're battling high costs too with supplies and goods. So you might see fewer product in the actual packaging sometimes. So we've seen a lot here at Better Business Bureau. But on top of that, students are looking at their first credit card offers, looking at a lot of loans coming at them for cars, for housing. So many times it could be a debt situation where they're getting out of the house for the first time. But here at BBB, we see a lot of consumer-based complaints on companies, agencies, and manufacturers that are really throwing a lot at our college students right now.
Right, and I know gas prices, they are so high.
Right.
I have been struggling myself. But what about college kids who are commuting to and from campus? Do you have any tips for them?
Correct. Well, the main thing is you need to get budgeted. 2021, what does it look like from 2022 current? Those bank statements, credit card statements, really do a line by line, find out where you can cut costs. Subscriptions, we might not be needing those subscriptions anymore. Look at those, renegotiate. It's time to renegotiate your insurance, maybe a cable bill, gym membership, things like that where you can cut here and there. And by all means, watch out for fraud because it is out there, unfortunately. You get offers for first-time loans or for credit cards. Again, really watch those, pay attention.
And I kind of want to go back to what you mentioned about businesses and negotiating. Are there some businesses that are willing to negotiate a lower rate based on what's happening in the economy?
Yes, plenty of that. I mean, really, asking is the beginning of receiving in this case. If you don't ask, you won't know. So yes, agencies, and especially if they're local, they have regional presence in Texas, it's best to really step forward and say, listen, I need help, or I'm a first-time college student, or our family needs help and assistance. And more than likely, you'll be taken down a path where you will enjoy some benefits.
That's something I never would have thought of. That's amazing.
Ask,
and
right.
you just asked. The least they could say is no.
Correct.
What about coupons and discounts and things like that? Is there anything that college students can benefit from by simply being a college student?
That's right, yes, bargain discounting. I mean, we got to go back to coupon clipping at some level, I guess. But no, for college students, 18 to 24 is the age bracket where many retailers will offer incentivized discounts. If you have a .edu email address or a college-based email address, they will offer a discount for you, whether it's books, whether it's other items, meals, and you have to ask. So again, don't feel ashamed or afraid. Start the process of asking for those discounts.
And since we have the pleasure of having you in studio this morning, the expert, I need to know inside tips, money hacks. Do you have some?
Sure. As far as credit and money hacks, you really got to double check your budgeting. I mean, we're talking everything. We're talking spending, what your income is, and if you have to, really get good at figuring out where you need to stick with, smarter with your shopping. People are driving an old vehicle. That's okay because vehicle costs, both new and pre-owned, are pretty expensive right now. So stick with your current vehicle at this point, especially if you're commuting a lot or if you're out of town. Watch out for apartment listings. Some of those could be fake. Some of those could be looking for a dorm buddy at some level. But again, watch out because there's a lot of trickery with people trying to get you to pay a deposit up front, and then there's no listing or it's a vacant listing.
And what would you say is the most common way that students may be wasting money that they're not thinking about, that they should be including in their budget?
Right. Main thing is just double checking everything, line item by line item. If you can, go back to, again, 2021 costs, but if you're entering a new season for, say you're getting a scholarship, you have a lot of things that aren't covered on there, really double check that you're maximizing every benefit from credit card offers to loans. And again, money's tight right now, but businesses are also facing the same thing. So just know that the same money will not buy the same thing it did a few months ago. So really trim those costs wherever you can, wherever your budget allows.
Where can people go for more information?
We're always available for consumers, for businesses, bbb.org, bbb.org.
Those are definitely some great tips, stay on a budget, and they're saying don't buy a new car. All right.